employability of the graduates. Do you think there's going to be a problem for those seeking certificates or a diploma?
Not at all. Since 2010, the government has prepared the technical colleges and upgraded their facilities. All the 5 Uganda technical colleges, that is UTC Bushenyi, UTC Elgon, UTC Kichwamba, UTC Kiema, and UTC Lira, have been upgraded. Their facilities can take on the numbers that public universities were taking on for diploma programs. For certificate programs, interestingly, the government has upgraded technical institutes and built more. What we are talking about is that we have more space for teaching than the people who are available to be taught.
Oh, so what you're saying is that the vocational institutions have more space.
That's right.
Than the people that are actually taking it on.
Exactly. And in addition, for diploma programs, Nakawa Vocational Institute has been upgraded to a tertiary institution to offer diploma programs. So even here in the central region, we now have a center that will take on those who probably would say they would have wanted to remain in Kampala. Like our vocational training institute will handle the numbers.
Let's talk about the attitude people have towards vocational institutions. What would you say is the attitude that people have towards the vocational institutions?
The attitudes have been changing. In the past, people used to think you had to fail to go to a technical and vocational training institute. But now, increasingly, many people are making them their first choice, especially if what they want at university as their top choice is not achieved. For example, if someone wants to do engineering, if they are not taking for engineering at the university, they are not prepared to go for any other program, so they will come and go through the technical colleges and slowly upgrade. They get a degree and they will go on up to PhDs. Then also at all level, for reasons really, you have people with good grades going to technical institutes to do certificates in engineering. So if you have the admission requirements, you will proceed and do a diploma after a certificate. If you perform well, you can proceed and do a degree and so forth until the limit is the doctoral degrees. I must emphasize that the path of the vocational training is basically to equip our people with vocational skills. And therefore, at every stage, they go to the field and put their skills into practice before they come. So the person who roofed this building we are in had actually a certificate.
From a certain vocational institute.
And so those people...
But again, I believe you would admit that there is still a bad sort of attitude towards vocational training, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that attitude could be there, but like I've told you, it's much better now than it was some 10 years ago, some 5 years ago. And you will find that, Sandra, at the moment, we are overwhelmed by numbers who want to join our institutions. So incidentally, those we have left out are very many, basically because we want to teach quality, to make sure that the facilities, we don't have a run on our facilities. But slowly by slowly, we will have probably the levels that are there in countries like Germany, like Japan, where going for vocational education is the thing everyone will be thinking about. And once the employers also realize that these are the people we need in the industry, then you will find their remuneration being higher. I will tell you, I studied from Dublin in Ireland, and a bricklayer earns about 5 times than a graduate engineer. So you find someone there wants to be an engineer for prestige, but for purposes of earning money, they are already earning enough. So the attitudes are changing, and people are coming in big numbers.
Let's stay with vocational institutions. What privilege does one get when they go to a vocational institute compared to when they go to a university to get a degree?
Skills. Skills is number one. Universities, the skills they give are basically related to high levels of knowledge.
Okay.
In short, the university graduates are trained for high-level design and supervision systems, which is what is required, because without thinkers, those who are putting their hands to work will not have us to work on, because we must have thinkers, but fewer. Then you have these people at the lower level having what we call hands-on. They are the ones who put the brick to this building. They are the ones who put the roof on top. They are the ones who wire. So getting those skills itself is a very, very big incentive. But otherwise, we wouldn't go to monetary or other incentives, because when you think about that one, then the education has gone quite low.
Let's take it more personal. If you had a child, I believe you do have some, would you take them to vocational institutions or to universities? My
first choice, I want my child to be an engineer like me.
Okay.
I want them to apply to go and do engineering at the university. If they can't do engineering at the university, I'm not going to take them for anything else. I'll take them to a vocational institution so that they can get their skills and proceed, and they will become engineers.
So in your view, it is important for someone to first go to a vocational institute and later upgrade to a university degree?
It's much better. Those are the engineers whom you find are all round.
Interesting. And maybe, do you think as the country we need to concentrate more on vocational institutions than universities? Because if you're to look at the countries that have had rapid economic growth, like China and Germany, you can clearly see they've concentrated a lot, like you already mentioned, on vocational institutions.
You must balance both,
you must.
Sandra.
Okay.
Because you can't do away with universities. They are very, very important. That's where the knowledge is generated. That is where research is done. Kira EV has been idealized at Makerere University. So you can't do away with the university. It's very, very important. They work hand in hand. In other words, we need to put emphasis on both. And ensure, mark you, we produce fewer engineers at university level, and we produce very, very many skilled technicians and artisans at the lower level.
Okay.
That's what the pyramid should be. So universities research is very important, and it's done at universities. So you can't do away with universities. We have to balance both.
And maybe finally, as a former lecturer at Chambogo University, what would you say, in your opinion, how does the future of degree awarding universities look like? How does the future look like for these universities?
Oh, great, bright. Yeah, because
for the degree awarding universities, or for the because I'm basically asking for the degree awarding universities, not the diploma ones.
That's right. Like you have talked of Makerere having left the diplomas. You have talked of Chambogo having left the diplomas. Look at it this way: they are going to concentrate on their core mandate of generating knowledge, and which is very important. Their future, the future is bright there. And the managers of the universities now in Uganda, if you look at them, and particularly the engineering faculties and schools and colleges, they are well knowledgeable people. And I can assure you, let the trend remain, improving like that, 10 years to come, Sandra, give me a call.
Okay.
You will find things are wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming to our studios tonight and giving us your thoughts on this important subject.
Thank you, Sandra.
There you heard it from an expert who clearly mentioned that it is important to balance the two, both the vocation institutions and the degree awarding universities. So it is important for us to keep both, and you can choose where you want to start. That was it in Talk of the Nation. Keep it in TV Weekend Edition.
Opinion Poll is brought to you by